Yeah, get some battery going on. There's some charge. You're live, Remy. You're live. She's literally looking at the phone.
What?
She was literally looking at the phone. Your mileage is 584. It's respectable. Quite respectable. Hey, Jeff S., how's it going, man? Leah, what's up? What's up, what's up? Remy live and in Technicolor, yes. Mauricio, yo. Ethan Strucken, how's the undies? RN, what's going on? Do you ever sleep? Yeah, I slept 12 hours yesterday and last night. Kenworth Ryder, what's up? Jenna's in the back because she just finished a grueling long day. Shoestring trucker, good afternoon from Eastern North Carolina. FedEx 24 years, currently running a pickup route. Nice. What's up, Long Haul Gypsy? Specialist clearance for DOT physical, nice. So for the replays, I'm going to give you guys an update. It took a lot of work. Highway of Truth, two of my favorite Prime drivers, well, three with Eric. Took a lot of work, but we finally managed to work our way back into our freight lanes, our favored, ideal freight lanes. It took a lot of work. We had to say no to load out of New Jersey when we were in Connecticut, and that one paid better than the load that we took out of Pennsylvania. But the reason we took the load out of Pennsylvania is because it was getting us into Southern Illinois, which is it's one of our favorite places to come and reload. So we've been completely out of our desired freight lane since we left Springfield, really. It's completely thrown out of whack on our favorite reload areas. So that load got us into Illinois. Now, they tried to dispatch us on a crappy beer load coming into the St. Louis area today. I said no to that, pulled up load choice, and there was a load picking up at the same place that we were dropping off that paid over $3 a mile going to Columbus, which is our absolute favorite city to reload in. So taking the cheaper load out of Pennsylvania worked out for us really well. And this load goes 400 miles and pays almost $1,400, and we drop it off tomorrow morning, which means it goes on this week's payroll. So it's pretty freaking epic. So that's our getting back into our freight lanes. One of the things that's a little frustrating is we were hoping this load was ready, which they're usually ready here, so I could just turn around and run it over to Ohio because my 34-hour reset's done, but it was not ready. So yeah. Dana, would you take a 1,050-mile run for 1,100 coming out of Springfield, Maryland, with 150 miles deadhead and tow rolled all the way? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't, because now if I was solo, maybe, but Maryland team trucks get excellent loads out of Maryland. No, I'd sit and wait. I'd sit and wait. Baltimore, you got Baltimore, Philadelphia, all kinds of stuff that, I mean, man, have we ever gotten less than $2 a mile out of Baltimore or Philly?
I don't think so.
We've never gotten less than $2 a mile out of there. In Pennsylvania, like more central or western PA, although there's some good jelly loads coming out of Erie that pay pretty well. Some of them don't pay well, but some pay really well. But generally out of PA, we'll take cheaper loads. This one we just took was a tad over $1 a mile that we brought here. But now we're getting almost $4 a mile out of here. But in Maryland, I guess it depends where you are in Maryland. But it just seems awfully close to where we could get really good paying loads. If we go to New Jersey or Maryland, Philly area, then we sit and wait for there's always a better load, always good loads. Chicago area, and we were Chicago area, Chicago would be worth taking a load to. What did we get out of Chicago? We got FedEx. A couple days ago, we got FedEx out of Chicago, and that paid $250, $260 a mile. AN, what did you do for Prime to allow you to access load choice? We turned down many, many loads. And we pestered the living hell out of my fleet manager. For about 3 months, every time I responded to my fleet manager, I signed off the message with humbly and patiently waiting to be put on load choice. Every single message that I sent to dispatch.
I signed, P.S. Please put us on load choice.
Yeah, you can hear Jenna in the back. She signed hers with P.S. Please put us on load choice. Every single message for 3 months straight. And finally, after turning down so many loads, my fleet manager was like, you know what, I'm tired of being between you guys and sales. I'm tired of being in the middle of it. He wasn't mad, but he just finally got us put on load choice. And I think Matt with No Luck Trucking Transportation used the exact same strategy, and it worked for him. Dana in Rhode Island, headed to Carson, California. Oof, we have not been to Carson. We haven't been to California this year. I don't think. Maybe once in January. Did we? No, we did Yuma.
Yeah, we haven't been to California.
Yeah, we haven't been to California this year. Not this year, and I think we've only been west of Denver twice this year. Would have been Yuma and Washington State. So we've only been west of Denver twice this year, and both times we hated it. So one question that I got on YouTube today in response to the video that I put out this morning is, what is the passenger rule? Because I always complain about the passenger rule, and the reason that I complain about the passenger rule is because it's absurd and puts a blanket assumption across all team trucks. So the passenger rule, in theory, is designed to force a co-driver to be in a sleeper for 8 hours between shifts, which I don't know why they need something designed to do that when you have to be in a sleeper for 8 hours between shifts. No matter what, you have to, you know, unless you're doing a split or something, but you have to do your sleep time, right? No matter what. I don't know why the passenger rule is required. So the passenger rules states that once you are done with your on-duty time, your 14-hour clock, when the other driver starts driving, you can only be off duty for 2 hours. You then have to go to sleeper for 8 hours. Or the other way around. If you go into sleeper for 8 hours, you can only come up and be off duty for 2 hours while the other driver's driving. And I suppose that would make sense if the truck never stopped. But we're super solo, and I was doing a 34-hour reset yesterday, so I haven't done anything on duty or driving since yesterday morning at 5 a.m. So I slept for like 12 hours yesterday. Why can I not be in the passenger seat for more than 2 hours today? That's absolutely absurd, you know. So it makes too many assumptions. It doesn't. I don't know why it matters. I mean, you have to get 8 hours of sleep between your drives, no matter what. I don't know why it matters. Sometimes, because of the way that loads are going to work, you might be able to sleep 10 hours and sit there waiting for a load for 6 hours or something. Like it just assumes that you're not. And besides that, I mean, the whole sleeper thing, just because you're in a sleeper doesn't mean you're sleeping. But anyway, because of the passenger rule, I slept for 12 hours yesterday and last night. I got up at 3 o'clock this morning. Then at 5 o'clock, actually an hour and 45 minutes later, I went back into the sleeper. And I just tossed and turned in the sleeper for how long? 7 hours? 7 hours while Jenna drove today because I couldn't sleep. I just slept 12 hours. So it just forced me to go into the sleeper. You know, it's just stupid. So that's what the passenger rule is. Now, what Prime Logs told me is that it's not a logs violation, it's a DOT logs rule violation. So it's not something that's going to take you out of service and go on your record and damage you, but it's still a rule. I'm not really sure how they. Anyway, so yeah, we'll get a little red triangle that tells us that we're in violation because the Qualcomm doesn't differentiate between actually driving for 2 hours and being on duty for 2 hours. So if she starts driving and only drives for like 15 miles and I'm off duty and then she parks for 2 more hours, if I stay off duty for that entire 2 hours, so it's a total of 15 minutes on duty driving, and then the 2 hours after that, it throws up a triangle and tells me I'm in violation of the passenger rule, even though it really is. You're not actually in violation unless you're off duty for 2 full hours of the other driver driving. More than 2 hours, I should say. Larry, how would they know? Well, this is a public format here on YouTube. I'm not gonna engage in that particular comment. But it is a valid question, and take from it what you will. Load in Ontario yesterday, dropped in Level in Colorado today. 1,030 miles for 2,300. See, AN, that's what I'm talking about. Like, how much did you get to go to California? How much per mile? See, trucker Little Debbie, not happy being solo driver company and working more for no money on little loads. Pissed. Hey, and I'd be really curious to know how much you got going to California. Because if you got anything less than $1.50 a mile going to California, then I don't think that's worth it. I don't think that's a good paying load for coming out of California. We can get $2 a mile all over the Midwest and the East Coast. So I'm just curious. What is this dude doing? Weird going on over here. Anyway, so yeah, we finally got back into our freight lanes. I'm hoping, really hoping. Now we'll tell you guys if this works out. My hope is to get a particular load that picks up in Columbus and goes to Denver, and then pick up a load in Dodge City that goes to PA. So that's what I'm hoping happens over the next few days, because those two loads are worth about $5,500 between the two. Picked up a load in Jordan, Utah, going to California, 600 miles for $8.91. So you got less than $1.50 going to California. It's not worth it. I just don't think it's worth it. If you could get $3 a mile out of California, maybe. But why go to California for the same amount of money round trip that we can get in the Midwest and East Coast all day long, all day? So, and I wonder how much of that is your line haul too, because fuel is expensive out there. So that's another thing, you guys. You really need to be watching your line haul and your fuel surcharge. Matt W. from No Luck Trucking and I have been talking about that a lot over the last week and a half. We're really keeping an eye on the line haul versus fuel surcharge. So this load I'm picking up tomorrow, the line haul is, well, I'm recording on my phone, but anyway, the line haul is $12.42, and a fuel surcharge is $95 because it's only going 399 miles. So 399 miles and the line haul is $1,232. That's a really, really good paying load. That's crazy good paying load. So if now a lot of people are seeing rates right now, they're just taking the total dispatch and they're like, oh my God, you know, I'm getting $3 a mile, I'm getting $2.50 a mile. And then they go look, like the load that we ran up into the East Coast, I think it paid $1,900, but like $400 of it was fuel surcharge. Greeley, Colorado to Georgia, $2,600. Assad, a driver yesterday said to buy your own truck and don't do a company lease. Would you agree? No, I wouldn't agree with. I mean, don't do company lease. I wouldn't say don't do company lease. I think leasing with Prime provides a lot of great opportunities. It's been very good to us, to Jen and I, leasing a truck. We leased right after I upgraded, and it's been extremely good to us. Very lucrative for us. It's allowed us to buy 2 trucks this year. We're not. Tell you the two of the biggest reasons why we're buying trucks. The first will explain kind of the second. The first is we have plans to work our way out of driving the truck ourselves by around 2025, hopefully. At least that's a goal we're working towards. So we want to build a fleet of trucks. That's the first thing. The second thing is, so we have to buy trucks to do that. You can't do a standard lease on more than one truck. So the only way to get more than one truck is to do lease purchase. That's the first thing. The second thing is we take a lot of time off. We take more time off than probably most trucks. Average about three months a year that we take off. So think of how much money that's just pissing into the wind when you're just doing a standard lease. Whereas if we're doing a lease purchase, all those payments that we're making when we're taking time off are actually paying for an asset. Don't the produce loads coming out of California pay excellent rates, Barry? You know, they used to. Some people think they're excellent. I don't think they're excellent. And maybe I got spoiled on 2019 produce rates. But 2019 produce rates, like Jen and I took strawberries from Oxnard, California, I think, to Delaware, and it was like $3.50 a mile. Albert's Organics in 2019 was paying $3 a mile. Took that load to New Hampshire. Now I see drivers out there taking those loads for $2 a mile. See, I just don't think if you go into California for less than $1.50 a mile, the fuel is way too expensive. You got lots of big climbs. You're burning a lot of fuel. It's hot as hell. It's dirty and traffic and miserable out there. That's not worth it to me. We're getting over $3 a mile to go from St. Louis to Columbus tonight. I'll take that. How's the new fleet manager, Keegan? We love him. He's great. He's awesome. No complaints. He is the perfect replacement for Chris Martin. What's a good rule of thumb for fuel surcharge versus total fuel cost? Well, it's hard to say, but it's hard to say because fuel used to be so cheap with primes, discounts, with surcharge. I mean, before this administration, I don't want to make this political, but before this administration, fuel was so cheap that we just kind of looked at the total dispatch, and you could do a lot of guesswork based off of that, seeing the total dispatch. Now, man, that fuel surcharge is going up and up and up. So I'm just looking at the line haul and seeing what that comes down to. Like, I'll give you an example. Where's my fuel stops? Road Ranger. Okay, Road Ranger in Marshall, Illinois is $2.19 a gallon today. You guys know last year, we paid what, 87 cents?
What?
We paid 87 cents last year, right?
For what?
Road Ranger?
87
cents a gallon. I'm not kidding you guys. We paid 87 cents a gallon at Road Ranger in Marshall, Illinois around this time last year. Well, earlier May. Under $1 a gallon. Those of you who were driving last year, you remember Marshall, Illinois, and there was one or two up on 80 that were under $1 a gallon this time last year. Today's price is $2.19. Now that's the Prime Inc. price. That's not the pump price. The pump price is going to be over $3 a gallon. Larry, long training that you like Prime. It's not that long. 30,000 miles is not that long. It's not fun, but I think if you want to be a good, safe, professional driver and run a good business, then you should want to do a 30,000 mile training program. Always learn something watching your content. Awesome. Thanks, Barry. Appreciate that. Is it easy to start a trucker YouTube? Easy to start a trucker YouTube.
Yes and no.
Jenna says yes and no.
It takes dedication and being honest.
Yeah, you gotta be very straightforward, and you have to be dedicated, because the very beginning, you're talking to a quiet room. I mean, we've been on YouTube for like 9 months, 8 or 9 months. We've been on YouTube, and I'm blown. We're over 2,000 subscribers. I'm really blown away by that. But a big key of it, honestly, is to network. Find others that are going through similar experiences and kind of collaborate and work with them. What tools do I need? Laptop, computer? No, I do everything on my phone. Everything. I can film a video on my phone, edit the video, and upload it within a 30-minute break at a truck stop. I'm on my phone right now. So I would say if you start YouTube, make it as absolutely easy as possible on yourself, because you're a truck driver. You don't have a lot of time. Yes, it is iPhone. iPhone Pro Max 12. iPhone 12 Pro Max, I think, is what I have. What do I use to edit? I use Video Shop, which is an app. I have the premium version. I think it was like $20, and it is amazing. It is super amazing. I love that app. I actually am a video editor by profession. I have a $7,500 editing suite at the house. So I've got Final Cut, Apple Motion, Adobe Premiere, DaVinci Resolve. I have all that stuff, but I love quick, super easy. Don't get complex with it. Don't try to pretend to be getting complex with it. And Video Shop is an amazing app for doing basic vlog editing. Let's see, Raider. I remember when Crazy Bags introduced you to the YouTube world. That's how I found you, and I'm glad I did. You guys do a great job. Yeah, we did. I did a video that I sent to Bags, and he posted it on his YouTube channel before I ever had a YouTube channel. And that's what I mean about networking with other YouTubers, other content creators, because one of the huge reasons for our growth in such a short amount of time is that Crazy Bags did do a big shout out right when we started a channel and sent us our first 100 subscribers really fast. Steven Tucker, last week I seen a Pam driver after 3 weeks training with a trainer grab his load after 2 days solo, put 40,000 in the box. Oof. Yeah, Steven, yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it's not to suggest that you're stupid if you only do 2-week training. It's just that you don't know how this truck feels. How you don't know how the end of the trailer is going to take turns. You don't know to think about how tall is the load in the trailer. Is half the weight above halfway up the trailer? Is it loaded all the way to the back of the trailer? If it's a beef load, those pallets and all the weight may be just 4 feet off the bed of the trailer. So you can take turns in a different way. The load that we just dropped off, it was all the way to the ceiling. So you want to be very careful on turns. You don't learn those things in 2 weeks. So that's why I say just go do the 30,000 miles. Don't go try to do a training program. It's just 2 weeks. CRST drivers train for 10,000 miles only, then upgrade, then can't even back. Yes. Well, any of those companies that have 2-week training programs, those are the ones you see on social media doing stupid shit more than anyone else. Raider, Crazy Bags referral help, but honestly, you have great and informative content that keeps them coming back for more. Appreciate that. Sometimes I wonder. I'm not going to ask that question, Yorkshire. I've been around the block a few times. I'm not going to ask that question. BG, I did 62,000 miles, went lease. Why is my phone going dim? Let's see, trucking with Ali. Eric, hope as well. Tell Jenna hello for me. Congrats on your ongoing success. Trucking with Ali says hello. Jenna. Are any of your meat loads hanging in the trailer? I don't know what that means. Yeah, I went to outside school to get my CDO, and it was like a 5.5 month course. It took every bit of that time to really learn how to handle a truck. Yeah. Yeah, you really want to know. You need to know how you can take turns in the 10th or 11th hole with the tandems that far back versus having the tandems in the third hole going forward. Then you want to know what's the difference in backing a trailer up in the 12th hole versus backing a trailer up in the third hole. You're not going to learn all that shit in 2 weeks. AN, you took over Crazy Bag's spot. Tammy, I'm not here. You just think you see me, but tell Jen I said hi. I'm seeing things, huh?
Who says hi?
Tammy and Trucking with Allie. She's about to pass the F out. She did 600 miles today since 3 o'clock this morning, and it was a pretty grueling day. Matthew, it's 4 p.m. How's your solar power co-driver doing? Yeah, she's about to go to sleep. Prime Ace lease thoughts. Well, I haven't done it yet. My Ace 2 lease starts, my first one starts in July. So I can only speak to standard lease so far, but I love it. It's amazing. 2 chickens just get a truck right after CDL school. I think after 6 months company driving. Yeah, maybe company driving's best. I went straight lease and I never looked back. Now, that said, I was planning on going company until the last week. And I didn't know what Jenna would think of it. And I was like, listen, I really think this is going to be the best for us. And I explained why. And Jenna said, okay, I trust you. And went lease. And we both are so happy that that's what we did. Can I do a video going over what it takes to run a successful lease? I've thought about that many times. I don't want to do a video talking about what Jen and I do now to be as successful as we are. Because I don't think your fleet manager would appreciate you operating this way right from the start. Here's what I'll say, and I've said this several times. If you want my best advice on how to become very good at leasing, run everything they throw at you for a year. I've told several drivers that. Just run it all. Run everything they throw at you. The shit you hate, the shit you don't want to haul, that you think is not worth it, run it all. I did not say no to a single load my first year. Actually, there was one load, but it was because of my hours that I couldn't make it work. I ran everything, and it taught me to back up in the craziest situations. It taught me what shippers that I don't ever want to go to again. It taught me what lanes were valuable. It taught me where the great reload places were. And I attribute a lot of our success now to spending that first year making notes and really just letting it be a teachable moment for me for that entire year. If you go straight to lease, will you still be paired with a driver? No, you can go solo if you go straight to lease. Yeah, I'm excited to see what the new trucks, obviously I'm excited to see what the new trucks at Prime will look like. We're now 5 weeks away from our new 2022 Peterbilt. Trucker Debbie. And Larry, if you have been driving for 6 months or more, you won't be asked to train when you come to Prime. Yeah, if you have your CDL and some experience, I think you get to skip some of the training stuff. Anyway, guys, I gotta try to get a couple hours nap. Our load was not ready, so I have until around 2100-ish to go get that load, and then I got to run it straight through over to Columbus. So I have a fresh 70-hour clock tonight, and gonna go run this damn near $3.50 a mile load over to Columbus tonight and get it in on this payroll. Does lease offer insurance? There is an actual real insurance program this year. I was actually really impressed with it for independent contractors. The last couple years, whatever it was that they were offering was total crap. But this year there actually is a little plan. Now you're going to spend a little money on it, but it's not like stupid crazy, you know. For being a 1099 contractor, I thought the plans that were available to us as independent contractors were reasonable. Painful, but reasonable. Trainer course. What does a trainer course involve? Trainer course is about a week long, and you're taught how to teach someone to pass a CDL test. And then you're taught some classes on, I don't even remember honestly, but it was about a week long, and you get a if you're a lease operator, when you go to the instructor class, you get a deferred payment for that week, and you get paid for like 2 of those classes or something. So you get paid a few $100 for a couple of the days, and then you get a deferred payment, so the week doesn't really run you in the hole. Yes, health insurance is a write-off as 1099, correct. Don't bump any deer. Can you still get Prime's health insurance as a lease op? Well, I can when Jen and I get married, because she's a company driver and she has Prime's health insurance. So I can get on her health insurance. But as a lease op, you cannot get on Prime's actual health insurance unless you're married to a company employee of Prime. But there are plans that are provided by a third party that got offered this year to independent contractors, and they're pretty good. They're like real insurance plans. Not like that crap last year where you had to pay a premium every month to basically get 2 checkups, and to me it seemed like just to go pay for checkups was cheaper than the premium. The premium didn't really pay for anything. But this year it's actually real legit insurance. So, all right guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys so much I read every comment on these videos. You guys saw earlier in the video, I tried to answer some of them. I can't always answer all the comments on the actual YouTube videos, but I read every one of them. And when I can think of them when I'm making videos, I try to answer them that way. Who said, I can't, my phone just dimmed, but someone said it's on the website for the independent contractors and it seems good. Yeah, that's what I thought it seemed good. It's going to cost you a little bit, but it's doable and it's real insurance. So for 1099 independent contractors, I was impressed. All right, guys, appreciate all the support. Be safe, make good decisions. As always, drive to thrive. Talk to you guys soon.